we post? Is it a new
And
link?
we're live. Yes, yes. So, welcome to part two, guys. This is our second video. Sarah is here with us from Sarah Explores Dentistry, and she was talking and explaining everything about her dental journey. If you guys have started part two directly and has not seen part one, I want you to stop, and I have a link below for part one video. So go watch it first, and then it's gonna make more sense what we were talking about. And those who have already watched part one, we're gonna continue with our video as part two. So we were talking about NBD attempts, and Sarah was explaining how it doesn't really matter as long as you have a really great profile and you show the admission committee that yes, I did fail, but then what did I learn from it? How did I how did I like overcompensate it? It also shows your resilience that you fell but you got up and you kept going. So this is all important, right, Sarah?
Yes, so it's not even a drawback in your application if you represent it well. If you don't know what to say about it and if you get so stressed up when they mention it, then it might be like they may think, why is he like that? Why are they acting like this? Maybe they don't study well or whatever. They can assume anything. But if you don't want them to assume anything, just explain the situation. At the end of the day, you're meeting them for the first time, and this is their first impression. So you'd have to explain why, what happened, and just like make a good, not make, but like give them a good excuse, turn the excuse you have into a good one, and then just show them what you learned. That's the most important thing, what you said. Show them what you learned and how would you, and that actually help you. When you go to challenges, you wake up and you realize you did something bad and you fix it. That's better than someone that just gets what they want every time they try it. So you learn.
Right, exactly. So, since you have done so many interviews and you got acceptance letters after this, that means you're probably a pro at interviews. So, we're going to throw some more interview questions if that's okay.
Yeah.
So, is that true that the interview or the admission committee or the interviewer, they do not want to hear this sad whammy guy who's like, oh my God, I had this and I had failures and I failed and this whole system sucks and why do we have to do this and all? It's like, if they hear you sap about all this, they're probably not going to take it in a positive way. You always have to show that, yes, everybody feels, or this process is very tedious, but you're going to come out as like a really positive person, and you're taking this whole journey as like part of the process. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yes.
Like,
So at the end of the day, what the admission committee job is to get students that can go through dental school or all the hardship that will be in dental school, all the stress, all the challenges. People that are not from America, they're getting into American system. They have to engage in that. They have to be part of that. They want to get someone that can do that. So if someone is whining, if someone is there's like they are not even in school yet and they keep saying, oh, I failed, I everything you just mentioned, they would have the idea and they would have an impression that this person cannot do dental school. Maybe actually we can all do dental school. We can all go through the stress. We can all go because we've been into a lot of things, especially when we are from another country. Coming to the US is a big step. We have gone, I'm sure everyone have gone through like so many difficult situations in order to be here, so many
that's
different
right.
circumstances to go through. So
Hmm.
they don't understand that. And if you're whining, they would think this is just you. You're not like that. I'm sure everybody can go through dental school. They would have the wrong impression about you, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to give the wrong impression. We always gossip like between each others. Maybe you'd be whining to your friend about something, but in dental school, you'll be able to do that. If you fail, you're gonna wake up and you're gonna do it next time. So just don't give them something that they would use to assume something about your personality that is completely wrong. If you can do it, show them you can do it. You're just showing their true personality. You're not faking it. You're not making anything.
Right, right. Now, Sarah, you had all your interviews online last year, or was there an in-person interview too?
So interviews are all online last year. Bench exams were in person.
Okay. Okay. So, what some tips or recommendations you would give to your colleagues and who are listening for this year? Because this year is I've heard it's a mix. Some schools are still doing online first, and then it's going to be in person later. Some schools are actually doing in person, so it's a mix, and a lot of people are they don't know what to go about it. So, tell us a little bit about how a person should get ready for an online interview, because I think now, even now this year, a lot of schools are doing online interview first.
Yes, I think for online interviews, it's a bit harder than in-person interview, just because in person, that person already have the time for you, and he knows he's going to be sitting with you, he knows he's going to be chatting with you. But for in person, they just want to, it feels like they just want to get done with it. It's just a Zoom interview. I'm just watching this person like on my phone, and I just want to get done with it. So it's harder to capture their attention. It's
Hmm.
harder to show them who you are. It's harder for them to maybe like listen to you. It's just everything is more stressed out. I think like as a student, what I did and what you need to do, just be prepared for all the questions that you need to prepare for. And one more thing, try to always incorporate something fun when you're talking to someone. So maybe ask them where, like if they are living in another state, just ask them about, I don't know, just like the weather there, just something fun, not during the interview, not in the middle of it, but like at the end of it, if you have time, or at the beginning of it when you're talking. I'm here in I've always said I'm here in California and Sacramento, and Sacramento was super hot by that time. I had an interview with Colorado that was, I think it was cold. So we started talking about the weather. Just try to say something fun so that they will remember you. Again, it's harder with online to capture. I had so many interviews where the interviewer, I didn't feel they were listening to me. I was talking and talking. He was just distracted because it's a Zoom. I mean, he was just an elderly guy. I understand it. Why would he like it's even on, I mean, if I ask, I don't know, but I think it's harder for them. But at the same time, it's like when you see someone distracted, I've always, like in my interview, been engaged with the interviewer. And in the Zoom interview, I've noticed, like I said, they're distracted and they just, they're looking at their time and they're worried if there's something going to happen, like a technical difficulty. But hopefully it's better this year since they've done that last year. So maybe they have better experience with it. They know what to
Right.
do. It's
Yeah.
the same. You're going to prepare the same. Just be yourself. Prepare for all the questions. If there's a drawback, talk about it in a positive way, like you said. Research the school. Please go and research the school. You might think this is, everybody says that. This is so cliche. Nobody, I mean, you can just go and give them your application. That's it. If you research the school, if you show them how much you love the school, you'll get in. That in every school I interviewed at, I showed that I really found reasons that I want to go there. I even with UPenn, I didn't feel that my profile was like good enough for them to accept me, but I had so many reasons why I want to go to UPenn, and I researched the school so much. They even said during the interview, the director was like, I don't even know about that. How come you know about that and I don't know about that? You've done a good research. So if you research the school and you show them that, they will love it. Don't talk about the common things that everybody talks about. Find something unique and special about each school you want to talk about, and not just
I
like
personally,
programs on website. Yeah.
yeah, I personally had like such a difficult time researching. I mean, I know there's a school website, but is there anywhere
It's
else
hard.
you could go?
It's so complicated. No,
I know
the school website really doesn't give you much of an information.
it
There
does
is
not.
like, yeah, there's a billion volunteer program. You can, oh, I want to go to the school because of this program. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
However, if the thing is, the key is you read your personal statement. What did you write in your personal statement that they have in this school?
And
Um,
then you
uh,
match.
and also, yeah, and also like they have, every school has a YouTube channel, every school has an Instagram account, every school has a Facebook account. They usually share things that they don't share on other stuff, like on other platforms. That could
Hmm.
be very helpful because they share with students' opinions in regards to school. So you can listen to that and know what you will be expected to learn at this school. And
Gotcha.
also, Student Doctors Network. Go through it and reach out to people. From UOP, I knew nobody at UOP, so I went to Student Doctors Network. I saw some people writing, "Oh, we are students at this school." They were even like DDS, not even international. So I
Oh,
reached out to them. I asked them specific questions, like, "I'm just wondering what you guys have for this, something that matches my personal statement." And they told me all the information, which was a huge help during
oh,
my
very
interview.
good. That's
Yes.
a great tip, Sarah. Thank you very
And
much.
and during my interview at UOP, she asked me, like, where did you get, do you know anybody in the school? Where did you get this information? So I told her I honestly don't know anybody in the school, but I just went to Student Doctor Network and I reached out to people, which I also thought
Oh,
it's not something you should say in an interview, but I just,
hey,
and
it
she
worked
said,
for you,
that's
didn't
actually
it?
great. Yeah, yeah, it did work.
That's awesome. Also, what I personally do is, I mean, but not everybody is like extrovert like this. But I just go on Instagram, and these days you have, with the power of the social media and social network, I just literally, just go and, you know, message someone like, hey, my name is this, and I'm into or looking forward to getting into this program. I really am interested in the school. And I know that you have either, your current, class of this year, or you have graduated. If you could please give me or guide me a little bit about your school and your, thought process. And uh, 99% of people are helpful. They
Yes,
always
that's a great
reply with
idea.
positive. They're like, "Oh
Yes.
yeah, of course. We'll tell you all about it and this and this." So guys, dentistry in US is all about networking.
Hmm.
Trust me, over here, our home countries are totally different, but over here, you have to network. You have to. I know some people are shy. Some people are like, "Oh my God, how should?" Just do it. Just like, reach out, and you'll be surprised how many nice people are there who are trying to just help you and want
Yes.
you to succeed.
Yes.
Uh,
And sorry, avoid just
no,
posting on
no,
Facebook. I don't think it helps that much. Like, if you post on Facebook, what do you guys think of this school? It doesn't help as much as you, like you said, reach out to specific people, or
yeah,
you ask about a school specifically, rather than just saying, I received an interview. What is the interview like? Nobody wants to talk about their school when you ask, like, what is the interview like? But
yeah.
if you ask them, what's this school is like? What do you guys like about this school? The
Mhm.
people would want to share about their school and their experience and what they like about it.
That's a very good point. Also, just let's say I want to prepare for my interview. I just want to prepare for a generic interview questions. Uh, is there any video that you have made on that, that we should go watch, or what kind of sources that help you preparing for those?
So yes, I do have like a YouTube video exactly specifically what you need to do in order to prepare for an interview. And I
Awesome.
have in the caption like a list of all the questions, the list by actually by UPenn website. So it's all the questions that you may get asked during an interview. I used to just Google that, what are dental interviews questions, and then I would read through them and just write them down and write down like key points, what I want to talk about. You don't want to like do my mistake where you want to write everything down or you want to just keep practicing forever. You just want to practice to a key point. Like, I want to talk about this, and that's it. You don't have to memorize the way you say it. Just memorize this is the topic you want to talk about. Like, if they ask you, they're going to ask you some questions you just didn't think about. Like, what are some of the challenges you've been through? What are some of the mistakes you did? Something you did you wish you didn't. Just things that, like, as a normal person, I just didn't come across my mind. And in dental school back home, they don't ask you such specific questions, so you just don't care. And then you'd have to remember a moment where you actually did a mistake or you failed something or something happened. So you have to prepare for those, other than saying, oh, I just didn't do well in my TOEFL, then I took it next time, I did well in my TOEFL. Well, everybody is saying that. So you need to have something just more specific about you. Try to think about your home country, what you did there. I'm sure you'll find something like a mistake or a challenge or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, because that really stands you out. And what is the whole point of this interview? When you're done, they should be thinking about it. Oh, remember that one guy? He said this, either quoted, I don't know, Steve Jobs, or this one girl, she had this, great personality, and she had a really funny joke, and later they're thinking about it and laughing. These kind of small little hints always like stand you out, right?
Yes,
That
and
helps a lot.
always be respectful and always be show them that you're willing to learn. In so many schools, they are so worried, especially like Loma Linda University. I remember they were so worried of people that's why they were even preferring younger graduates because a lot of people that are so committed to their work, they don't want to learn anything. They just say that they know everything, or maybe I don't know what happened during school with them, but like
Mhm.
they don't show that they want to learn, or maybe they are so like so convinced with their approach they don't want to try other approaches.
Yeah,
We are going back to be students, so show them how much you want to be student again. This is very important.
that's very important. How was Loma Linda's bench test? I've heard it's one of the toughest.
I wouldn't say it's very tough, to be honest. I mean, they ask you for fillings. They ask you for two fillings. That was as of last year because I know they change every 4 years or so. But
Hmm.
it was just two fillings, two class twos. You just have to prepare them amalgam, not composite. And honestly, the environment of the bench exam is not very hard. I know some schools where it's so tense that you are so
10, yeah.
stressed. Yeah, but in Loma Linda, they are so nice, so sweet. They would come and help you. They would talk to you if you need anything. So it's not very intense. And the extra good thing about Loma Linda, you have 3 hours, or maybe I think three and a half. I don't remember. I think so much time to end two fillings. So
Oh,
um,
okay.
uh, yeah, when you're working. So if you're like when I was practicing at home, I'd be finished with those two fillings maximum 2 hours. In the exam, it did take me 3 hours and 3 hours and a half, but at least like I knew that I had the time, so I didn't have to rush anything. I would be
So you're taking
waiting
all the time. Exactly.
waiting 5 minutes to get into the pinpoint spot or something like that. Yeah.
Right,
So
right,
you
right.
have the time. You have so much more time that you need than you need.
Those who are practicing at home, does Loma Linda uses a Kilgore or a Columbia teeth, or does it not really matter? Or whatever you get, just practice. What do you
Uh,
suggest?
I would suggest practice on what the school you're invited to. So if you're invited to school that uses Kilgore, use Kilgore. If you're invited, it's different. Everything is different about both
So when
type of
school
dots.
invites you for a bench test, do they let you know what are they gonna use?
I think you'd have to ask students. I don't remember if the school gives you. I knew from the beginning before I went to the school. I don't remember. Oh, because I took Stevenson Dental Solutions. So I
Oh,
knew
so
they were
they
gonna
help you
use.
out with.
Yeah, like some of the obvious answers that everybody knows, and you are with the students. Also, you get to experience from them. Some of them already been to Loma Linda,
Right.
so they know that like they use Columbia typodont. So whatever the school uses, you'd have to practice on it. I think Columbia is so much harder, so much more challenging than Kilgore. It's so annoying, Columbia, because every tooth is different. Like you're
Oh,
working here, you get 3 millimeter to get into the box here, maybe five, and it doesn't even open the like the gingival clearance.
oh
I even
wow.
asked Stevenson about that. I told him why is that, and he said it's just the company. Their teeth are weird. So make sure you practice on the right typodont. It makes a huge difference.
Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. I think there's a third one too, accidental or something, right?
Yes, I don't
I'm
remember
correct.
which schools uses that. Maybe USC, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, USC is the one who also does the carvings as well as well.
Wax carving,
Not carving. Yeah.
USC, and Washington University does waxing, and I think Virginia Commonwealth also they
All
do
right,
waxing,
that's
but
good to
not
know.
carving, waxing. So build up.
Okay, the wax
Yeah.
up, not the wax
Eh,
carving.
yes, wax up.
Gotcha, gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. We have one more question. I know you have given us so much time. You're really busy, so I'm gonna cut it short. But someone is saying, if I have a very average profile, should I even care to apply? Is it just a waste of money?
So the thing is, sometimes people think they have an average profile when they don't. So the first time I applied, I had below average profile. I did not receive any interviews,
Mhm.
and it was a mistake. I would suggest just to research more about the people around you, what their profile is. If you really feel your profile is average, below average, work on it. You could apply. There are so many schools that accept students with average and less than average profile. If you have very good personal statement, if you show them other great things about you, at the end of the day, the schools are looking for diversity in the class. They would choose
Hmm.
someone with zero experience. They would choose someone with 10 years experience. They would choose someone with no UX experience. They would choose someone with many UX experience, many years. So they may get you. You never know. If you want to do it, if you want to go through it, then maybe you could. I don't know. It's up to you. But I would improve my profile as much as I can. Maybe because I learned it the hard way. Maybe because I applied. I don't want to give you the negative vibes, but when I applied and I didn't receive invitation, it was even late in the cycle. So I had to look for a job like quickly, and I had to, do everything like certifications and all of that and be ready to prepare for another school. And I had a bad job experience where I had to leave and couldn't get a recommendation letter, had to look for a new job. So everything happened during that time frame where I needed to apply to schools again, and it wasn't helpful. I lost another cycle for that. So it's better to be prepared. If there is an opportunity to do something, you can do something from home. You can do anything. Just try to work on your profile. It's always a
Hmm.
better idea to have something rather than to have something that presents you in the US.
Very good, very good. Thank you so much for concluding, Sarah. That was
Thank you.
fantastic. We wish you all the best and good luck for your school. I'm
Thank
sure
you.
you're very excited. Have you already got your apartment and everything and residence? All
Yes,
right,
yeah.
perfect. How are you liking the area where UOP is?
I'm not in UOP. I'm in the Bay Area. It's like,
Bay Area. Okay.
yeah, 15 minutes away from the school. It's pretty. I love it. I'm loving it. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Those of you who want to know more about her, like I said, she has a fantastic YouTube channel. I have a link below. Please go ahead and subscribe her. She has a lot of amazing content coming in, and now since she will be studying at University of Pacific, so she'll be giving us more content on that specific school. So if you guys are interested, please go follow her. All right. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much, Sarah, for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.